Okay, I wasn't expecting to make this, but with the news that just popped up, I cannot let this go. So, if you missed it, the Esports World Cup, which is happening in Saudi Arabia, touting like millions and millions of dollars for everybody because money is no issue over there, but human rights is. We got this announcement like either yesterday or today that the Esports World Cup Foundation Club Support Program is a thing now. And 30 teams have signed on to this. So what does this mean? These 30 teams signed on into this program. It is a, look at all these buzzwords, right? Like, this is just corporate speak buzzword bullshit. Pioneering initiative designed to promote the creation of sustainable infrastructure for multidisciplinary esports clubs. So essentially, they'll give you money to hire people. That's it. And here's what they get. As members of the Esports World Cup Foundation Club Support Program, these esports organizations can receive six-figure fundings to enter into new esports title at a highest level. I've said this before. The reason why the esports bubble popped, the reason why esports is in such a shitty place right now, is because of exactly this. People who have money are funding stuff for esports, causing this to become bloated and top heavy to the point where the general population is unable to enjoy it and unable to like participate in, right? Like, you cannot participate in esports outside of the FGC unless you are part of a team, right? And because these teams are getting funding from a lot of people who don't know about esports but are being promised money and income and all this other shit, things are falling apart. It's gotten to the point that so many people have come in and out of esports expecting you know, to reap the rewards of the esports industry and all this other stuff. But what they're left with is nothing. They throw money at this, and instead of gaining that money back, they just have to throw more money in because players have to go. And it's not justifiable for some of these people to remain investing, right? What's the solution to this problem? Not invest in the first place, right? Wrong people investing in the wrong things are what's causing this issue. Now we have this announcement from the Esports World Club Foundation promising people six-figure funding to enter into new esports title at a highest level. I can already tell you what's going to happen. Here is what's going to happen. These 30 clubs are going to take this money. They're going to pick up one or two people into a new esport, right? I'm going to use the FGC because this is the shit we're in. So they're probably gonna pick up like one or two people in the fighting games community and say, hey, we picked up new people in a new esports, give us that money. And then a year from now, or maybe even less, they're going to let these people go, and the people who are in charge are going to just do the Scrooge McDuck thing and just like take all of the money and just like swim in it, or whatever the fuck it is that these rich assholes do with their money, right? I can prove this now. I can prove this. I just saw this today. I spent the last however the fuck long gathering this information. Here is how I can prove this. So let's take a look at some of the groups that are in this announcement. First, Ninjas in Pyjamas. Hey, do you know who Ninjas in Pyjamas just picked up as of like 2 weeks ago? Phenom, Veggie, and Bilal. 3 pickups announced April 23rd before this announcement. So, I wonder why they picked those guys up, huh? Cloud9. JB getting picked up by Cloud9 April 25th, 2024. Now, Cloud9 also has a couple of other fighting game people there, but, you know, a lot of esports teams have been struggling recently, so how are they able to get these pickups, huh? Next, Team Liquid, Hudons, April 26th, 2024, right? Team Liquid, another team that's kind of treated the FGC fairly well, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong. But they have, you know, people like Shadow20Z on their teams and stuff, so maybe not quite as nefarious, but opportunistic nonetheless. Oh, also, I forgot to say, Nephew, also in that wave, right? A little bit earlier, though, March 15th. And Team Vitality, who literally just picked up John Ding, April 22nd, 2024, are all in this. So here's what's going to happen. And this is not something we have never seen before in the FGC. They're picking up all these players. They're raking in all of this funding from Saudi Arabia that's promising. It's like, oh, build the infrastructure, whatever. All of these companies, and these are companies, they're esports teams, these are companies, they have CEOs, they have a board of investors, they have all of this dumb shit that's kind of run this country's economy into the ground. They're all going to take this funding, pick up some FGC people and say, look, we're doing it, give us the money. And then once they have that money in the bank, they're going to let all of these people go. Is this what's going to happen 1,000%? Probably not. But is this probably what's going on back there? Yes. All of these pickups happening within this very short period of time, and then this being announced, cannot be a coincidence. Am I currently like conspiracy theorying with a tinfoil hat? I don't think so. I think this is blatantly obvious, right? And especially because we're in this like Esports World Cup thing where Saudi Arabia is throwing billions and billions and billions to attract esports into like their center of the world, right? And I've already talked about the issues with human rights and how like if you are a woman, you can't even like be without like having a guardian that you cannot choose yourself. If you're somebody who is in the LGBTQIA plus or whatever the acronym is now that I unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know what the acronym is. If you're in that spectrum, your life is in danger if you go over there. They can spend as much money into this PR shit as they can to say, hey, things are different now, haha, but the fact is it's not, right? You can very clearly see, look up reports by Amnesty International, you can look at reports of things going on now. What the image that they're trying to portray is not what's actually happening, much like everything else happening in the US and the world. So, seeing this announcement and piecing together that all of these esports pickups of FGC characters are all around the same time, to me, is not a coincidence and is directly because of this. Now, you can say, oh, players are getting picked up. This is a good thing. They're getting money. They're getting sent out to tournaments. Sure. However, how long is this going to last? How many times have we seen a company come into the FGC, say, hey, we're going to pick you up. You're going to be sponsored, kid. We're going to make you huge. And then like a year later, they drop them because it's not sustainable, right? This, I think, is going to be much more nefarious because the six-figure funding that's being promised by this country and this government that has unlimited amount of money is like, this is all going to get taken and not going to be used for what I believe it should be used for, right? So not only is the money coming from a shady place, I think it's going to be used for shady reasons, and we're just kind of like the pawn in all of this, right? That's the thing. It's like everybody's just a fucking pawn in this. So as great as all of these pickups are, it's hard to not look at the seedy underground of what's happening here. And look, if the FGC had an issue with WePlay back when, like, as soon as they got sponsored by 1xBet, WePlay shut the fuck down in the FGC, right? Everybody was very, 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 very apprehensive and disgusted by 1xBet, which some people tied to like money laundering and like betting as a Russian organization. Now we have an even bigger entity who is very obviously like a shady organization and a shady government, mind you, trying to buy their way into esports and the FGC. So keep your eyes open for this shit. Keep your eyes open. It's not a coincidence, right? I feel like I'm crazy. But look at this shit. It's in front of our faces. Six-figure funding to enter into new esports titles at the highest level. What the fuck? Right? This is what caused this industry to fall apart in the first place. And they're just like, it's going to happen again. And it's going to be much worse. So seeing this like really pissed me the fuck off. This really pissed me off. So please, for the love of Batman, keep your eyes out. Look, if you're a player and you're watching this and you're accepting this, get that bag, right? Get that bag. Because, you know, there's not a lot of ways we can win in the FGC. This, as a player, is a win. Get that bag and bleed them dry as much as you fucking can. Because it's not going to last long, I don't think. Would I like to be wrong? 100%. I would love to be wrong. If there's one thing I would love, is for me to be wrong about this. Am I wrong? History repeats itself. And judging by what we've already seen, I don't think I am. I don't think I am. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Straight up. Just tell me. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?